guess what? We went on our very first Disney cruise in October 2021. We hopped on the Disney Wonder early October for a 3-night cruise to Ensenada, Mexico. Spoiler alert, it will not be our last Disney cruise. Hi, my name is Sarah. Before marrying Ricky, my husband, I told him that I wanted to travel the world and asked him if he wanted to do the same. He said yes, so here we are. In today's video, I'm gonna share with you how Embarkation Day looks like for a Disney cruise. We went on a Disney Wonder out of San Diego for a 3-night cruise to Ensenada, and I'm going to have lots more videos coming your way from our Disney Wonder cruise. So make sure you subscribe to our channel before you leave. First things first, we're gonna talk about the check-in and just the hopping on board process. We stayed at our friend's place the night before and they dropped us off at the port in the morning. It was our first time sailing out of the West Coast and I love the weather. It wasn't humid, it was actually kind of cold, which I love, and Ricky also loved it because he didn't sweat at all. The Disney Cruise check-in process is a little different from our Royal Cruise from September. And I also just want to mention it here that the procedure is probably going to be changing at the time you are sailing with Disney, so make sure you do your own research. So for our sailing in early October, because we're adults, aka older than 12, we don't have to get tested pre-boarding. Adults need to be vaccinated though, and I'm not sure if Disney is doing any exemption for that requirement. We do have to get tested at the port, so once we got to the port, they took us into the testing site right away, and then we went through security, and then we had to wait for our test result. We had to upload our vaccination card through this website called Safe Passage before boarding, so that's also where we check our test result. Once we are cleared to board, we just basically hop right into the ship. I think one of the things that Disney Cruise Line does that is kind of special is to actually announcing your family's name when you hop on board, which is what we got as well when we were boarding the Disney Wonder. I think it was pretty cool. I know it might be like silly for some people, but it's just so cool to be welcomed that way on a cruise. You know what I'm saying?
Disney Wonder, please welcome aboard the Louis family.
The beautiful Disney Wonder. We miss you. We can't tell you how great it is to see our atrium filled with families again. Families who are about to create lifelong memories together. Our shipper family have been working so hard to ensure every detail is taken care of, so your family can experience the magic that is Disney. Now, Captain, take it away.
So basically, right after they announced our family name, they led us to this one spot where you can actually kind of see Captain Mickey and Minnie like welcoming everybody on the ship. They kind of did it in groups, I think. I didn't see anybody behind me, but there were about 2 other family in that little atrium where we got to see Mickey and Minnie dancing. I'm not sure if that's been a thing forever, but I feel like it's just because of the pandemic. But anyways, right after that, they actually told us to go to our master station right away. We just had to take a picture of our master station on the app, and that's about it. So by the time we got to do everything with all of the check-in and onboarding process, it was close to 2 p.m. and we were starving, especially Ricky. So we went up to the cabanas to get lunch. I'm not sure how they set up the buffet before, but it basically had kind of like 3 different stations. When we first entered, they have the main entree station where you can get like the beef, the chicken tenders, the potatoes, and all of that. And then on kind of like a separate station, they have a salad and seafood station. And then the last station was the dessert station. Then after lunch, we went to our cabin to drop off our stuff. Our key to the world cards, which is the same thing as a sea pass card, are waiting on our cabin door already. And our cabin was also all ready by now, and I'm pretty sure our luggage were already dropped off, which is super amazing. It was probably around 2:30 or 3 p.m. and everything was already all set up. A quick overview of our cabin. I am going to do a separate cabin tour in the next few videos. So if you are hopping on a Disney Wonder and you are wondering how the cabin looks like, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video when it comes out. We actually booked a guaranteed veranda cabin because it was actually cheaper than the inside room. And we got our cabin assignment about maybe a week or so before the actual sailing date. And our cabin number is 7954 on deck 7. After we drop off our stuff at the cabin, we actually went up to Palo on deck 10 first to put our name down on the wait list for sea day brunch. The restaurant manager was there to take down our names, and spoiler alert, we did get a reservation for a sea day brunch, which is super exciting. And if you want to check out everything that we ate, make sure you subscribe because I am going to share with you all of the food that we ate at Disney Wonder, but also like daily vlogs of when we were on the ship that will include Palo in that vlog. Anyways, we weren't really sure when we were gonna sail away. I think it was about 4 or 5 p.m. But we just basically walked around the Lido deck and took some pictures, took some videos of the beautiful San Diego. The weather was so nice that we didn't even mind staying outside, especially Ricky. He was actually getting a bit cold after like a while. Plus, the Port of San Diego, like I said, had the best view of the city. It was just something new because the past 2 sailings that we did on Royal was from Port Canaveral and Galveston, and it was our first time sailing out of San Diego. It was just a brand new view, I guess, and it was just super cool and kind of exciting for us. Then out of nowhere, the green soldiers from Toy Story just came out like marching on the Lido deck. So that was kind of like grabbing everyone's attention. That was kind of waiting for sail away, which is also pretty cool. Anyways, it was an amazing sail away and I just couldn't get over how perfect the weather was. Our dinner wasn't until about 8 p.m. so we decided to head over to Frozen the Musical. I obviously couldn't film the show, but it was one of the best shows I've seen on a cruise ship. Even Ricky was really impressed with the singers and just the whole show overall. We still had time to kill before dinner even after the show, so we headed over to Azure to join a trivia. It was the Disney Toons trivia. We didn't do that bad, but there are other people who obviously did better. The trivia host, I think his name was Ani, was super entertaining, and I just really loved the energy that he brought to the trivia.
It's Annie from Chile. Yes, I decided to become royalty because I can, and I deserve it, right? I always tell the guests, I am just like Prince Ali. I am a prince in the inside, but I'm just poor on the outside. But that's me, and I'm living my life. Alright, and I'm part of the cruise staff team on board the Disney Wonder. So if you see these costumes around, We are the entertainment team. You can ask us many questions about the entertainment, about all the ship operation, and we are going to try to answer them for you so you can have the best cruise experience here on the Disney World.
Even after the trivia, we still had some time to kill, so we decided to go back to the cabin real quick. This is kind of when I shot most of the footage for the upcoming cabin tour video. We stayed in cabin 7594 like I mentioned, and if you wanted to check out how our cabin looks like, make sure you subscribe so you won't miss that video of the cabin tour when it comes out. Actually, before talking about our dinner at Tiana's place, I just want to share with you how Disney kind of like organized the seating for dinner. If you are used to Royal Caribbean cruises like I do, you know that they do have two traditional seating, which is the early and the late seating, but then you can also do anytime dining. But with Disney, they only have two seatings, so you either have to sign up for the early one or the later one. And a lot of people are mentioning that if you do have kids sailing with you, it is better to get the early seating for dinner. And then if you have no kids like me and Ricky, it's probably better to get the late seating for dinner. So it's completely up to you. If you kind of booked the cruise late, you probably just got on the second seating anyway. But I think it's better because on the last day, on the embarkation day, your breakfast seating for the last day is actually a bit later. I think ours was at 8:15 in the morning. So if you like to sleep in like I do, that might be a better option. So it's completely up to you, but that is what I experienced. And I honestly love the late night sitting or the later sitting because I get to do so much other things before we get to the dinner. And if we get hungry between lunch and dinner because our dinner is so late, I can still try out all the other dining venue on board the Disney Wonder. It is finally dinner time. The app actually showed that our sitting was at 8:25 p.m., which I think was really late. But our servers actually said that we can go earlier than that, probably around 8. So if you're going on the Disney Wonder in the near future and you do have the second or the late sitting for dinner, make sure you go there earlier because we were one of the last tables to leave, and I felt so bad that our waiters had to wait on us to finish our dinner because I didn't know that you can go in earlier, and I literally went to dinner at like 8:30. Anyways, let's talk more about the food that we got at Tiana's place. For appetizers, we both ordered the ahi tuna tartare, and if you love nigiri and like raw fish sushi, you probably would love this appetizer. I highly recommended it. And I also wanted to try the Prince Naveen's Cajun charcuterie board. It had a pretty good selection of cured meats, and they were actually pretty good. Moving on to the main entrees, we both ordered the Big Daddy's roasted prime rib of beef. We love beef, and I especially love prime rib. They were huge, as you can see, but they were pretty good. I also couldn't resist ordering the bucatini pasta. I feel like if I wasn't full, I would definitely enjoy this pasta more, but at that time when I was eating it, I think it was just okay for me. Overall, the food was still pretty good. I loved the atmosphere inside Tiana's place, and what made it more memorable was the characters. Tiana was actually there hosting dinner and introducing the band that was playing, which I feel like as like an adult, and probably especially for kids, that would be super exciting for them. And then they also had kind of like a small parade with all of the servers, just like they would in New Orleans. Again, kind of like bringing that movie theme to life at a restaurant. And then if you kind of see around the restaurant, it's really made as if Tiana actually built it. There's this like server station towards the back of the room, and on top of like the fake mantle, they have like a bunch of like picture frames with like Tiana's picture with her parents when she was younger, and the newspaper like cutout of her restaurant opening or something like that. It was just really cool. Anyways, last but not least, let's talk about the desserts. We ordered the buttermilk beignets, I think I'm saying that right, and I ordered the Mickey's ice cream bar. Let me tell you something about the beignets. Order them because they are so good. And here's a couple kind of like pro tips for you. One, you can actually order Mickey's ice cream bar at the dining room. They're technically on the kids menu, but you can order them. And number two, you can also order food from other dining rooms. Spoiler alert, we ate the beignets every single night of the cruise because we love it so much. I think the second night we actually ordered it, but on the third night, our servers know that we love it so much, he just brought it for us. If you are liking this video or this vlog so far, make sure to let me know by liking this video. And if you are new, make sure you subscribe to our channel before you leave. Dinner was amazing, but we were super full. So we decided to walk around the outside deck to walk our dinner off. And then we saw that there is a sign for like running lap. So if you wanna jog or exercise, there is like a little lap that you can do on deck 4, I believe. But then when we were walking, it kind of led us to this creepy-ish hallway, but then it also led us to this. Does anyone know what this is? I was kind of guessing that this might be part of the ship's engine, obviously, or part of the water filtration system. I don't really know, but if you know for sure what it is, let me know in the comments. Before moving on to the next thing, here's the question for you. Have you sailed out of San Diego before? Like I said before, it was our first time and we are loving the weather, so we probably will sail out of San Diego again in the near future. Anyways, after we got some walking in, we went back to Azure to join a game show called Pop. It was kind of like a combination of the memory game as well as pop culture trivia. And then we decided to head over to the merch stores to check out what we might want to buy later on the cruise. We actually ended up buying keychains for our sisters, a matching t-shirts for both of us, and also a new mini ear for me. That concludes our Embarkation Day vlog on board the Disney Wonder. I have plenty more videos for you, so if you don't want to miss out on our experience on the Disney Wonder, make sure you subscribe to our channel before you leave. If you have any questions about the check-in process, the port, the requirements to sail, leave your questions in the comment below. It's probably going to be changing as we speak, but I'm going to answer it the best that I can. And before I go, here's the question for you. Have you cruised recently? And if so, let me know in the comment which ship you went on and the destination. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to hit the like button to let me know. If you're new and you somehow stumble upon this video and upon our channel, make sure to subscribe before you leave. I will see you in our next video. Bye!